Welcome back. In the previous lessons, we learned how to select elements using element selectors and class selectors IDs. But sometimes we don't want to style every element the same way. Instead, we want to target elements based on their position inside a parent element. For example, the first list of items, the last item, or maybe even the numbered item. Instead of manually adding classes to each element, CSS provides a much smarter solutions called pseudo-classes. So, what is a pseudo class? A pseudo class let us style an element based on its state or position without changing the HTML. So, for example, if I go to the list, so here, if I take a class first list, I'm just copying this class and giving this here too. So, if I want to style this, if I am using dot first li, then making them bold as we did that earlier, it's like font weight. I'm giving that bold. As you can see, the first elements have become bold. This works, but imagine having dozens of lists. Adding classes manually becomes repetitive. Fortunately, CSS has automatically deleted the first item for us, and that is first pseudo class. Simply, we can do like this, selecting the lists and giving that property first child and giving them the bold property like font weight bold. If I refresh this, as you can see, only the first element of this becomes bold. And even there is another property called the last child. As you can see, all the last elements of this list become bold. Sometimes we don't want the first or the last element. Instead, we want a specific position. So there is another property called the nth child. You can use that also. And opening and closing the brackets. We have to specify something like this and want to change the color to red. So if I refresh this, all the second elements have become red. If we change the value in here to 3 and I refresh this, the third element becomes selected. And also the nth-child pseudo classes also accept keywords instead of numbers. We could use odd. So the odd numbers becomes red like 1 3 here and so 1 2 1 3 5. Similarly, we can use even. The even elements becomes colored. A common misconception. Now let's clear up one of the most common misunderstandings beginners have about the first shell. Suppose come to the index.html. We have an article. So article, in that article we have paragraph, and if we want to select the first child, and make the color as red, there won't be any change because CSS take different question. It asks, is this paragraph the very first child of the article? If the answer is no, the selector does not apply. Imagine HTML, there is, after the article, there is no paragraph, there is only header. If we create a paragraph, like something like test, so it's become red, as you can see. So we don't want this, I'm just removing it. As the last one, as you see, is a paragraph. We can use the last child. As you see, the color changes. So we don't want these all. It's just for a reference. Using pseudo classes has several advantages. No need to add unnecessary classes, less HTML code, cleaner CSS, easier maintenance, styles automatically update when new elements are added. So in this lesson, we learned about CSS pseudo classes and we covered the first child selector, last child, nth child, and even odd or even and common beginner misconception. So in the next lesson, we'll continue exploring pseudo classes by using them to style hyperlinks. I'll see you in the next lesson.